This week, Malcolm Turnbull's visit to flood-affected Lismore hit an unlikely snag.
Malcolm Turnbull refusing a sausage sandwich this morning.
That's lovely, very kind of you, but I think I'm running around a bit much to be eating that, but that's very good of you. So, but thank you. Now, what a great job you're doing.
Yeah, and what a polite way to decline a sausage. Some might say it's even...
Un-Australian.
Un-Australian.
He's just done the most un-Australian thing ever.
What, the most un-Australian thing ever? What about sombreros? Yeah, Kilimanjaro. Susilu Bang Bang Udiono. More importantly, we didn't need sausage denial to know we've got a PM with no sizzle.
Malcolm Turnbull is waking up to more bad poll figures this morning.
Has another poll shocker put the government on the ropes?
The government's primary vote of 36% remains 3 points below what it was when Mr Turnbull ousted Tony Abbott.
Right, game over. This Malcolm's busted. Time to get a new one. So who will it be? Bisho, Duddo, ScoMo or Frobro? Or are we getting ahead of ourselves? I seem to recall someone saying that there's only one poll that matters.
The only poll that really counts is the one on election day.
The only poll that matters is the poll on election day.
I brought the manual with me. I'll see what it says. It says I should say polls come and go, but the only poll that matters is on election day.
Shut up, Joel. Now, maybe the manual needs to be updated because in recent years, newspaper opinion polls have removed more Prime Ministers than the only poll that matters, the election. So, just ask one of the victims.
Poll-driven panic has produced a revolving door Prime Ministership, which can't be good for our country.
And he's right. These days, you cannot turn on the TV without being slapped in the face with a poll.
A Roy Morgan poll out this morning.
The latest news poll.
And this Regetail poll.
The Fairfax Ipsos poll.
A new poll from Essential Media.
We surveyed 100 people and the top 6 answers are on the board. What would be the worst place to be naked?
Oh, dawn service. Now, $127 million was spent on polling last financial year, predominantly by media outlets trying to make headlines. And our politicians are more than happy to help.
As a former party leader, I have a duty to try to ensure, Andrew, that our party and our government stays on the right track. We are sleepwalking into an energy policy catastrophe if we don't do better than this.
Tony Abbott happened to make those comments on a Thursday in February, just before the fortnightly news poll was taken. The results of that survey led to this response from the Prime Minister.
The election is 2 years away, at least 2 years away, and what we've seen is we saw an outburst on Thursday and it had its desired impact on the news poll.
Curious, because also landing on a Thursday a few weeks later were headlines proclaiming Malcolm Turnbull's snowy hydro plan, a Thursday that just happened to be the day that Newspoll was taken, which had the desired effect when the poll was released on the following Monday. But of course, if you asked Malcolm about it, he'd say something like this.
Well, I've noted the polling, Lee, but I don't take any notice of it, truthfully.
Well, truthfully, I noted that you noticed them right before you became PM.
The one thing that is clear about our current situation is the trajectory. We have lost 30 news polls in a row.
Yeah, but Malcolm shouldn't feel too bad. When it comes to polls, politicians can contradict themselves within minutes.
Morning, how are we all? Well, we have a new poll out today and it tells us what we already knew really to be true, and we don't really need a poll to tell us that Malcolm Turnbull's a dud, and the Australian people have, responded so.
The polls also do show that Malcolm Turnbull does remain the preferred Prime Minister over Bill Shorten.
OK, so the polls also said I was going to lose the election, and here I am. So, polls, they're a dime a dozen. They come and they go. I don't put too much weight into them at all. What are you laughing at?
This is very contradictory. You said you believed in the polls that were good for you, but then not the ones that were bad.
Well, I don't really put any weight into any of the polls. They said I was going to lose. They said I shouldn't be here, so... All right, thank you.
All right.